Welcome along everyone to another edition of Weekend Winners Harness Racing. Metro Harness Racing returns to Albion Park this Saturday night, and it's a good 10-race program. The first set down for decision at 5:48. I plan on catching up with Chantel Turpin, Kelly Dawson and Brendan Barnes. All three have some really good drives at this meeting, so let's go and find out what they've got to say about this weekend's action. Fresh off a winning double on Thursday, Chantel Turpin heads to Albion Park this Saturday night with some strong chances. Feel the Rain. Chantel, you're going to drive this horse in the first. He draws nicely, loves the short course, and his recent form is really good.
Yeah, he's been going super. He's been getting a fair few bad draws, so it's drawn on random barrier draw this week, so he's come up with barrier 4, so hopefully he can get some luck.
Looks like the main dangers are drawn the second row, Zarvin Banner, Secret Agent Tycoon. They're both going super, but with this good draw at his favourite trip, he'll prove hard to catch.
Yeah, he will. I've never actually driven him before, so hopefully he goes as good for me as he does for Pete, but no, we'll be trying to.
All right, well, that's Feel the Rain in the first. I've got to ask about the free-for-all. This is an intriguing race on Saturday night. Your runner is Matt Gregor. Pete's sticking with Matt Gregor. He normally drives Glenferrie Hood, but he's opted for Matt Gregor. Another one, absolutely flying, and he comes up with a nice draw. Some of his main rivals are drawn on his outside, so this is going to be a good race.
Yeah, he is flying. His last start was unbelievable. We were extremely happy with him. He's had to freshen up since then with the no racing at Albion, but he's worked on well, so hopefully he'll show a forward position. Okay,
so you plan on going forward at the start?
I would say so.
Yeah, it is Pete. Let's have a look at the last, race 10. Two runners here for the stable, but My Secret Talk is your drive. She's really consistent of late, and she's going well.
Yeah, she's actually another one that's flying at the moment. I think she's got a win, 2/3, and another win last week. So hopefully the pace is on and she can run over the top of them like she did last week.
Well, just looking at it, there is plenty of pace drawn to your inside. So if you get that genuine tempo, she'll be hard to hold out.
Yeah, I think she's better not getting used early, and she has a good sprint at the end. So hopefully it all works out.
All right, some really good chances there of your drives, the two, Feel the Rain and My Secret Talk. First and last, what's the pick of them?
I'd probably say My Secret Talk. I know I've driven her and I know she can do it.
All right, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Kelly Dawson joins us now. I want to find out a little bit more about a couple of her drives on Saturday night. Feeling for a miracle in race 2, Kelly. Importantly, he draws gate 1. Can he make full use of the inside draw?
He's probably been a little bit out of form, but I wouldn't be surprised for him to be back to his best on the weekend. The draw does help a lot.
At his best, this is a really winnable race.
Yeah, he has. He's been very unlucky. He's come back from a short let-up as well. So he's got the fitness under his belt now, and he's probably ready to run a good race.
This race is at a mile. Do you prefer him at the shorter trip or the longer trip?
I think he's a shorter trip horse. It probably depends which horse we get on the night, though, because does have a few little head games he likes to play, but if we get the right one, he'll go pretty good.
Okay, Mac Alert in the free-for-all. This is a really good race. He's been crying out for a draw. He finally gets it here on the weekend, gate 1. Can you make full use of this one as well?
I'll be making full use of the gate this time. The only query on him is he hasn't raced for a few starts, but he has been flying. So if he goes like he has been going, I don't think they'll be catching him.
Okay, last time he won, he drew gate 1, you were aboard. So it's likely that he could easily repeat that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sort of issues there. He's got great gate speed. The only query is the last few starts. Like since we've been at Redcliffe, he's missed them. But I think he should be good enough to get the job done.
I'm tipping you'd be a little bit more confident if it was a mile compared to the 2100.
Yeah, definitely. He does love the mile, but we'll see what happens. If we can get a cheap quarter somewhere, he's been running really good sectionals, so it's hard to catch him.
Okay. Race number 7, Unassuming Champ. Little awkward, the draw, but his recent efforts have been really good. How do you see this race playing out?
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. I think we probably will need luck, but I was really surprised with how he got home last week. So if we do get a slice of luck, I think he'll be hitting the line good.
Okay. There's plenty of power drawn to your inside, so you've just got to play that card early and see how it all sort of unfolds.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We just see what happens once the gate goes, and he is versatile though, so we'll just see what happens.
Okay, the pick of the 3, Mac Alert?
I would say so, but it is a bit of a query just with the like a few weeks off the races.
All right, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Brendan Barnes is now joining us, and we're going to talk to Brendan about a number of his drives for Saturday night. And we start with race 5, Charming Major. Brendan, this guy is Mr. Consistency. probably not best served with a second row draw, but you can't knock his recent form.
No, he's always pretty well thereabouts. We can't sort of be too harsh with the draw. We've had our fair share of good barriers of late, but I think they got Celtic Cruiser drawn there in 4, so there should be sort of a good tempo any race where he's on the front line, they roll along, so I think he'll be thereabouts for sure.
Last start second at Redcliffe. What did you make of that run?
Yeah, that was good enough. It was sort of pretty sharp time over the 2040 there, following in form horse, so yeah, that was good enough, I think.
Okay. He comes back to the bigger track. Is that an advantage or disadvantage for him, or it doesn't matter?
I don't think it matters. I think I was pretty happy with both his runs at Redcliffe. I think he got home in 27 apiece his first run coming wide there. So, yeah, that definitely didn't matter.
Okay, well, that's Charming Major. Race number 7, Saturday night, Living Again. This guy is back in form. That performance at Redcliffe last time out, when successful, was really good.
Yeah, both his last 2 were there. So last week coming wide was really good, and then the week before that up the inside was a really good run. He didn't get much luck and hit the line really strongly, but I think he's drawn 8 and follows out the informed Rory Mack, who's probably not a leader, but then you got I'm a Top Tycoon drawn in 3, who was super last week. So he should get a good trip there, and he's definitely going well enough.
The fact that he's the only horse off the second row gives you options, doesn't it?
It does for sure, definitely.
Okay, well, that's Living Again. He is a pace that's in very good form. Race number 8, the Trot, Clover Mac. He's had a few little issues in his last couple of starts, but you can make excuses for those runs.
Yeah, I think he didn't like Redcliffe. He's been stepping away pretty good. Touch wood, he's doing that all right at the moment, which is where he was having his main drama originally. So I'm putting that down just to the Redcliffe track. He didn't like that last corner.
Okay, so it comes back to Albion Park, where he was successful 3 runs ago, and this is a race that he's capable of beating.
Yeah, for sure. He's a nice trotter at his best. We sort of seen what he could do there 3 starts ago. He ran a pretty sharp last half, winning that feature trot, so he's definitely a nice enough trotter.
Yeah, I should say, I feel that he's capable of beating. So 3 good drives there, all for Jack Butler. If you were to highlight one or pinpoint one, what's the pick of those 3?
Probably Living Again. I think he'll be a really good place chance. He'll get a good trip there, whether we stay the fence or come off. Either way, small field, he'll get a good trip.
Appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you.
Well, hopefully you've got some information from our drivers this week. I'm marking the best bet as race 9, number 6, the Bus. It's a big class drop for the Bus. Yes, he's got a tricky draw to overcome, but I think he looks really well placed here. Concession Claim, Ben Battle taking the drive for Kylie Rasmussen and Darren Week. So I think the Bus, he's the right horse to be on this weekend. So we'll get on the Bus and make him the best bet. Race 9, number 6. Best of luck at Albion Park this weekend.